Throughout my life, I've accumulated a lot of funny / embarrassing stories. And every time a new one pops into my memory or one of my family members tells me one, I put it in my notes app. I thought I'd tell a few of them to you so you can laugh at me. And you can also cringe with me because I did some bad things. So basically in my notes app, I don't put the whole story. I just put like a title because I know what the story is. So I'm just gonna read the title to you. Okay, first story. Nosebleed at water park. Almost drowned. From the ages of 7 to about 13, I would have horrible nosebleeds and they would come out of nowhere. I never knew when I was gonna get one, but one trigger that was pretty reliable was water. However, it wasn't every time I was in water. Like I could be at the lake for an entire week, not get a nosebleed. I could go to my friend's house and jump into her pool. Nosebleed. I'm living my life, having the occasional nosebleed. Me and 2 of my friends go to the water park in our town. At this water park is a huge wave pool, but the waves don't always come on. Like sometimes it's just a regular swimming pool and then every like 20-30 minutes, whatever, a buzzer sounds and that's when the waves start. And when that buzzer would sound, you'd grab your friends, you'd take your inner tube and you'd go out into the very deep end and just get crushed by the waves. It would be really fun. This is like late afternoon. We've been at the water park since the morning, so I've been in the water a lot. My friend's mom who took us, she was like, okay, are y'all ready to head home? We were like, can we do the waves in the wave pool one more time? And she was like, okay, you can do it one more time and then we'll go home. That buzzer sounds one last time and we're like, it's go time, girls. We head out to the deep end. The waves are huge. We're floating in them, we're having fun. And then there's this one really big wave. It comes over me and my friends on the inner tube, knocks us all off. That wave was the final straw for me. It was what was going to cause my nosebleed. I just feel warm. I see a few drops red in the water. My head immediately goes back. I'm trying to keep all the blood from falling into the water because I'm thinking if the lifeguards see this, they're gonna shut down the pool. Like they're gonna have to clean the pool, they're gonna have to get everybody out. I don't wanna be the girl to ruin everybody's good time, which thinking back about it, I don't know if they shut down the pool if you like bleed into it. I assume they would because they close it down if you poop in it. So I assume blood's the same thing, but maybe it's not. I don't know. But in my 11-year-old mind, I was like, if the lifeguards see blood, they will shut down this pool. I'm holding my head up, also trying to keep myself above water. Keep in mind, the waves are still going on. They're crashing all around me. I'm basically drowning. I have no idea where the inner tube went. That's gone. Can't find it. So I've got nothing to hold on to. I'm just out in the middle of this deep end, fighting for my survival, really. My friends find their way back to me. They see me, they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm having a nosebleed and I can't get blood in the water. And they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, no, we gotta get you out of here. And I'm like, yeah, get me out of here. So luckily the friend who took us, her mom was a nurse. So her daughter gets out, she's like, I'm gonna go get my mom and have her waiting at the ladder when you get out of the pool. So then the other friend is like pulling me as we're both trying to swim to the ladder while I'm still trying to keep my head back as far as possible and just having waves crash onto me. But yeah, it actually ended pretty okay. I'm not sure how many people knew what was going on because I did successfully not get blood in the water. As far as I know, nobody really knew, like, hey, that girl's having a nosebleed, she's about to drown. But my friend gets me to the ladder, my other friend's mom was waiting and they took care of me. So that's probably the worst nosebleed story I had. That was a problem that plagued my life for a good like 7 years. I don't know, it randomly stopped. Like I've not had a bad nosebleed out of the blue since I was 13. But anyway, that was the first story. This next story is titled, John Stamos Spider Dream I Would Have Once a Year. Okay, let's get into it. As a child, one of the shows my mom would put on for me and my sister all the time was Full House. We had all the seasons on DVD. My 3-year-old brain was subjected to Uncle Jesse a lot. And as a result, I formed a huge crush on Uncle Jesse. But I mean, like, who wouldn't? Have you seen that man? About once a year, I would have a recurring dream about Uncle Jesse. Well, it wasn't really, it was a nightmare, a recurring nightmare about Uncle Jesse. I don't know how many years I had this dream, but it was recurring enough to where I recognized it. Like when I'd have it, I'd be like, oh, I had my John Stamos spider dream again. So let me get into the details of the dream. So the movie Shark Boy and Lava Girl. You know the character that George Lopez plays and he's like in that, his head's in like a bubble thing? So the top was that, and it was Uncle Jesse's head inside. The body was a spider. I was also in like this evil villain's lair or lab, like that was the setting. Along one of the walls is this huge spider web. I'm stuck in this spider web, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I stuck in this spider web? Out of the shadows comes the Uncle Jesse spider. I'm like, Uncle Jesse? And he's like, shut up. No, I don't know what he said exactly, but basically he would point to a clock on the back of the wall. A timer would start, and he'd be like, you see that timer? When that goes off, it's time for lunch. And you're my lunch. And, you know, I'm stuck in the spider web like, no, John Stamos, please don't eat me. This is not the Uncle Jesse that I know. And then he'd just like turn around and walk out and leave me in the spider web crying, screaming, terrified. And that would be the dream. Every time I'd have that dream for a few months, I wouldn't be able to watch Full House because I was terrified of Uncle Jesse. But I never told my mom that I was having this recurring dream. So I would have no problem with Full House. I'd be watching it, and then randomly one day my mom would be like, "Y'all wanna watch Full House?" I'd be like, "No. No Full House." But yeah, for maybe a good 5 years of my childhood, I had my annual John Stamos spider dream. I so badly needed therapy probably. I had to go to work, so it's a little bit later now. Also, I found this. I'll be using it to tell the rest of the stories because I need something to do with my hands. Okay, the next story. Bagels picture for my Instagram. Before I get into this story, just so you might judge me a little bit less, I'm gonna set the scene a little bit. And to do that, I've got to take you back to 2011, which was a horrible time. Chevron was all the rage. If you put a mustache on something, top tier humor. Our memes, Bad Luck Brian. Our slang terms, even worse. A term we like to use a lot in 2011 was bae. You used it for your boyfriend, you used it for your crush, you used it for the guy you were talking to, and sometimes you would even use it for your best friends. And we also used to say the term bagels, which was basically like when a guy did something good. You were like, "Oh, bagels." To put it in today's terms, it's more difficult because today's terms are just more nuanced and mature and classier. So it'd probably be something along the lines of raw. Next question. So there's the scene. I'm 11 years old. It's Valentine's Day. I'm single. Surprised? No one is. My friend's coming over. We're gonna have a girls' night. I look over at her and I'm like,
"I have the best idea for an Instagram picture."
it's you and me, dressed up really cute in our Valentine's outfits. We're smiling, we're posing, we're holding bagels. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram with the caption, "Valentine's Day with my bae." Like bagels, the food, but if the first half was bae, our slang term that we use for boys. And sometimes best friends. My friend, she loved it. Applause all around. She's like, "That's gonna be such a good Instagram picture. We're gonna get so many likes." And I'm like, "Girl, I know, I'm a genius." So we headed to Walmart and we bought bagels. And it's weird. I so specifically remember standing in the bagel aisle at that Walmart being like, "Okay, what bagels do we want to get? Do we want to get blueberry, or is that like too crazy?" At the end of the day, we decided to go with just the plain regular bagels because I mean, we're funny, we're not wild. So we get home, it's showtime. We do our makeup, we do our hair, we put on our nice outfits. We go outside with our bagels and make my mom stand there for 30 minutes while we pose with our bagels and take pictures. We were like, "Oh, the picture's so good. The caption's so funny. The boys are gonna love us."
Post it right now.
I mean, we thought we were enjoying our last night as single 11-year-olds because we thought the boys were just about to come flocking to our yard. Which was weird because we didn't have any milkshakes. My jokes haven't gotten any better since the caption of that Instagram post. So anyway, me and my friend both post the pictures to our Instagram. Not the same photo though. It's similar, but different because we're holding our bagels in different poses. And that picture stayed on my Instagram for years probably. I don't have that picture anymore. If I did, I'd show you. And I wish I could sit here and say, "Oh, I wish I didn't delete it. I wish I still had it. I'd love to show you guys." But I don't. In fact, I've never been prouder of my past self for deleting a photo. So yeah, I should not have been given Instagram at 11 years old. Next story, getting drunk on Christmas. I know what you're thinking. Actually, I don't know what you're thinking. Are you judging me or are you like, cool? The year 2014. I'm 14 years old. It's Christmas. 3 days before Christmas, I had a really intense surgery. It was a breast reduction. I had a breast reduction when I was 14. So I had the surgery on the 22nd. And after the surgery, they put in, I had 2 holes on each side with a big tube coming out of it with this like cup. They were called drains. I was supposed to get them out the day after surgery. I didn't get them out until another week and a half. That's how long I was like draining and my body was flushing out all this stuff. Anyway, that's disgusting. The point of the story is I have 2 tubes sticking out of my side, which is not comfortable. I go home from the hospital all the 23rd, all the 24th. I'm fine. I'm not really in pain at all. The tubes, they're annoying, but they're not hurting me. I haven't needed to take any of my pain meds. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm gonna be on my A game for Christmas." Christmas morning comes. Everything's hurting. I can barely move. And I was really upset because I thought if I was gonna have bad pain, I would have already had it by now. No, it was like the pain that I was supposed to be experiencing from the last 2 days hit me on Christmas. All the family comes to our house on Christmas. So me, my mom, my dad, and my sister, we get up early and do like a little family Christmas before everybody else gets here. It's family Christmas. I'm in so much pain, I start crying. And my parents are concerned. They're like, "Are you okay? Are you not happy that you had the surgery? Do you not like your presents? Like, what's wrong?" And I'm like, no, I'm just in a lot of pain. And I had a little bit of a breakdown. Both of my parents, but my dad specifically, goes into just healer mode. That's one quality about my dad that we love, is that my dad wants everybody to be feeling 100% at all times. If somebody isn't feeling 100%, he is going to do everything in his power to make sure that you feel better so that you can enjoy whatever it is you're supposed to enjoy. And so for me, this was Christmas. This was my dad's game plan to accomplish that. He starts off the morning by giving me one full pain med, which, keep in mind, I have not had any pain meds, not even since the hospital, because to do it, I had to press this button and it would send it through my IV, and I only tried it once. So I mean, I guess I did it once, because I tried it once, but I felt it going into my IV and it hurt, and I was like, never again. So I have not had any pain meds. If I was going to take pain meds, I was only supposed to take half a pill at a time. I take one full pill. It kicks in, I'm starting to feel better, I'm able to get ready for the family Christmas. At the family Christmas, my dad hands me one full mimosa, which was not out of the ordinary, because once my sister and I turned 10, every single Christmas we got one mimosa, which, I don't know if I should be admitting that, but like, me and my sister are fully grown, what are you gonna do? Arrest my parents? So anyway, I now have one full pain pill, one strong mimosa in my system. I start to feel really good. My dad notices that I start to feel really good. He's like, okay, my plan's working. We start to open presents. My dad hands me another full mimosa. I'm having such a good time. I'm chatting it up with everybody. You would not know I was crying 2 hours ago because I was in so much pain. Christmas with my dad's side of the family ends. Now it's time for Christmas with my mom's side of the family. My dad comes up to me, gives me another pain pill. And to go with that, another mimosa. If you're keeping track, 3 mimosas, 2 pain pills. I'm flying. That got me through opening presents. Now it's dinner time. My dad hands me another mimosa. That's 4. 4 mimosas, 2 pain pills. Oh, that's making my dad sound terrible. He just didn't want me to feel bad. So I wasn't acting weird or bad or doing anything. I was just acting happy. He didn't realize it was hitting me the way it was hitting me. Also, he thought I had been taking my pain meds this whole time. So he thought I had a little bit of a tolerance. So he thought 1 pill was what he was supposed to give me. I'm just trying to defend him a little bit because he was not trying to harm me in any way. He was trying to make me feel better. And he did. I'm so grateful that he did that because I would have been crying that whole Christmas if he hadn't. And I mean, I don't remember most of that Christmas, but I know that I wasn't crying and I was having fun and I wasn't in pain, and that's all that matters. So we're sitting at Christmas dinner. I'm at one head of the table. My grandfather's at the other head of the table. My grandfather had just had a birthday. His birthday is December 23rd. And that was the day I was coming home from the hospital, so I didn't go to his birthday party. My grandfather starts messing with me. He's like,
Wow, Paybrain, can't believe you skipped my birthday party just to have surgery. I don't know how many more birthdays I'm gonna have left, and you missed it.
so I'm sitting there. Sadness hits me. I feel so bad. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I did. I missed your birthday. I feel awful about it. You know what I'm gonna do to make you feel better? I get up on my knees in the chair.
I'm gonna sing.
I then break out into the song for He's a Jolly Good Fellow, alone, singing directly to my grandfather at Christmas dinner, in front of my whole family. This is obviously very out of character for me, and people start to notice. My mom looks at the mimosa in my hand and looks at my dad and says,
How much have you given her?
my dad looks at my mom, he looks at me and goes, Paybrain, give me your drink. At first, I'm like, no, Dad, please, I'm in the middle of a performance. But then my aunt's sitting to the side of me and she's like, no, please let her keep going. And I look over at her and I'm like, what have I just done? And I hand the drink to my dad and I sit down and I silently eat the rest of my dinner. And that's the story of the time I got drunk on Christmas. Luckily, I didn't do anything bad. I'm a happy drunk, so I didn't ruin Christmas or anything. It's just a funny story we tell now. So this is the last story I have for you today. The time I blamed my fart on a poor, unsuspecting child. I'm in 2nd grade. And the way 2nd grade went for me was every day after lunch, we'd have seat work. And that was silent time. You did not speak. You sat at your desk and did your work. For this particular day, one of the things we had to do for seat work, we had to get up and go to the back of the room. It was some activity we had to do with these rubber lizards. I get up and I go to do the thing with the lizards. Doing this activity at this time is me, a little boy, we'll name him Bud, and another little girl. Seat work happened right after lunch. I've just had a very full meal. Things are moving in there. I got a toot. I dropped my lizard. This sweet little boy, Bud, bends down to pick it up for me. The second he bends down, that's the moment my body decides I cannot hold in that fart anymore. I rip the loudest fart into the silent classroom. Everybody looks up at us. I'm standing there like a deer in headlights thinking, I'm gonna have to face this. The other little girl that was standing back there with me and Bud, she points to Bud and goes,
He just farted when he bent down to pick up the lizards.
I've just been let off the hook for a massive fart that I just ripped in this classroom. I can do 2 things. Number 1, I can stand up and take accountability for what I did. I can go, hey guys, that wasn't him, that was me. I farted. It was my fart. Laugh at me. And the second thing I can do is what I did.
Ha ha, he farted. Oh, it stinks.
I let Bud take the fall for my fart. Kids They were mean. They were laughing. They were pointing. They were like, "Ooh, I smell it. Ooh, I think you pooped your pants." The teacher's standing up there being like,
Hey guys, stop it. Enough. Calm down, calm down.
she's trying to quiet the class. It's not doing any good. The class is making fun of him relentlessly. He's standing there trying to be like,
Guys, it wasn't me. I didn't fart.
and the other little girl standing there is like, "Oh yeah, so that fart we all heard right as you were bending down to pick something up wasn't yours. Okay, bud." And I'm like, yeah, okay, bud. I don't even want to know the bad things I have in store for my life because I did that. It's such an awful thing to do to somebody, and I did it to Bud. That boy, Bud, he went on to get into a lot of trouble after that. Be a very violent kid, very mean. And I don't know if that's where that started. I very well may be Bud's villain origin story. He might have been the nicest, most gentle, loving kid before that happened to him 2nd grade. And then after that, he just wasn't the same. I don't blame him. How would you be the same after that? Of course you'd want to spend the rest of your life seeking revenge on your classmates. So, if you'd allow me just to take a second, I'd like to speak to Bud. Bud, if you're watching this and you know who you are and you remember that story and that was the start of all that violence and hatred, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that to you. That's not me. That's not who I am anymore. And I'm sorry it's the person that I was when I was around you. You didn't deserve it. And if it helps at all, I hope you know I now take accountability for all of my toots. So anyway, that's the last story I have for you today. If you like this video, I've got plenty more childhood stories I can tell you. If you want me to make another video telling you more stories, I'll do it. Just let me know. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope I didn't make you hate me.